Leaflet for you there. Have you thought much about that referendums?
Yes is my vote.
And why is that?
I prefer not to talk about it, but I'll read this, thank you.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll read this, yeah.
Fine.
No, I've made my mind up.
Well, you just might change it now, you see that?
Yeah, Friday week. Yeah.
What?
The only one that has a few good points on that.
You think so, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Did you see
yeah.
that?
Oh, yeah.
I'd be voting.
You definitely vote no, yeah?
It's the only one that's actually speaking properly about it.
Yeah, indeed, yeah.
The rest of them, you can hear even the radio lads,
Yeah.
they're like
Vague.
scripted questions.
Oh, yeah.
For anyone they're interviewing, and misinformation is right.
Yeah.
Do you know? Which is scary, isn't
Well,
it?
a minister was pulled up on that by the judge of the Supreme Court.
No one doing
It was
their
on the
job.
Referendum Commission.
Yeah.
She told her that she'd put out wrong information.
Yeah.
Well, she talked about women's are placed in the kitchen and all that
Catherine
stuff.
Martin and
Yeah,
that. That's
Martin,
all
yeah.
bullshit. It's all
Yeah,
bullshit.
oh, she does,
The
yeah.
only bit of protection a family has in the Constitution is why are they trying to rewrite it?
Oh,
They railroaded it through, all the terms they're using.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
nothing what it means.
No.
I think there's something sinister behind that.
oh, there has to be,
Yeah.
because you see, it's woke ideology, basically.
Oh yeah.
It's the old communist aim 50 years ago. Get rid of the family, get rid of religion, all that stuff, you know.
Yeah. And you see it there where they open up the wording on that durable relationship.
Oh, yeah.
It's a huge, it's
Yeah.
a massive bend, and it doesn't just fit for the LGBT or anything. There's nothing to do with it.
Yeah, of
It's
course,
for all
yeah.
these other. It's for see where we have a massive Islam population coming
Oh,
into
yeah,
The
Europe.
yeah.
migrants, so to suit them.
It'll
Yeah.
suit them for their
Yeah.
multiple marriages now because they
Or
you can't live
yeah.
here
Yes.
under the one household
Yes.
with two wives. It's against the law.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
against the
Yeah,
constitution.
polygamy.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
once that's removed, that opens the floodgates.
Oh,
Yeah.
indeed, it does,
And we
yeah.
will have our culture will be different in 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
And it already fucking isn't it?
Yeah.
We're talking about where do you send the kids to school now?
Oh, yeah.
We were giving out leaflets in town on Saturday. Most people aren't Irish. It's been that way for that.
Well, 70% of people walking around Broad Street are not Irish. They're not Irish citizens, you know?
That's because all the Irish are out working.
Yeah.
Don't have the fucking time off to hang
Yeah, oh,
around
yeah,
high
yeah,
streets.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see these lads here every day, they work every day.
Sure,
They're
yeah.
going home, they're home
Yeah,
at 7
yeah.
in the evening.
Yeah,
We do
yeah.
that 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Saturday's a family day, Sunday's feet up, get ready for next week.
Yeah.
So you
That's it,
don't
yeah.
see them. And when the lads are trying to pay the bills and look after them,
Oh, yeah.
and you pay everything in the house, you
Yeah.
have to spend some time in the house, don't you?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
So I'll be voting that.
Yeah.
All
Great.
my team will do it.
Well, it's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dane. You got a leaflet there, yeah?
Sure.
On the referendum. Have you thought much about it or yes? Or?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So this is definite no, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd be going on with that, would you? Oh, what?
Mom, you locked
Oh, you haven't worked out your thoughts yet, have you?
I have, yeah. It's definitely a no.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely
And
a no.
let me ask you why? Or?
It's just too. I suppose it's too vague.
Yes, this is it, yeah.
And I suppose yes.
Mm.
And whilst obviously, I'm a stay-at-home mother, and
Oh, yes, indeed,
so
yeah.
I mean, I don't see what benefit it's going to actually bring to anybody. So it just seems
Yeah.
like a bit of a.
Well, you see,
I'm unsure what the point of it is. Really,
Yeah.
how is it actually going to change anything for anybody? And it's just taking out the word
yeah,
woman, then kind of.
indeed. Well, the woman and mother is taken out of it, but
Yes. Mother.
yeah. Well, you see, just to explain here. See, up to 1965, right?
See, I do like Michael McDowell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen
Well,
that.
up to 95, yeah. See, sorry. Just to explain this, you see, up to 1965, right? The issue was there was a problem about court cases in terms of succession, right? Because there were men dying and they fell out of their wives and they left the money, they left the farm to their nephew or something like that, you know? But I'm sorry. Okay, I'll go back to that anyhow. And so Charlie Hoy brought in what was called the Succession Act in 1965, right? And what that did was that it laid down once wills were made that the wife got half the assets, and if there was a family, she got 2/3.
Okay.
And that couldn't be changed. So women then, had to be humor their husbands anymore. They knew they were safe.
Yes. Yeah.
There was a certainty there that if anything happened, that they'd have the house or the farm, whatever it might be, you know. But if they bring durable relationships, you say.
I know, it's just too ambiguous, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what does it even mean, you know?
Well, I mean, I suppose a fella could have an affair, and she could, the woman in the affair, say, "Oh, I have a durable relationship. I want to have some of that assets now."
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that's chaos.
It is. Now, I do think that there should be provisions made for, say, people who aren't married. You know,
Oh, yeah,
like,
indeed, yeah.
like, so say, like, for instance, I have 3 children.
Yes,
Dog,
yeah.
little man there. I had 3 children, but when I had my first child, I wasn't married to
Yes.
my now
Oh,
husband.
oh, yes,
You
yeah.
know, so I do think that,
Well,
you know, like there should be considerations for people in that scenario, so
Yeah,
they
but
don't have to get married. You know.
well, they brought in legislation in 2010, you say, that if you were cohabiting for 5 years,
Yeah.
then you were entitled to X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
Or if there was a child, it was 2 years. But
Yeah.
people could opt out of it as well.
I suppose
know.
I'd probably been more for tax purposes because we weren't
Yeah.
allowed to share. Like he was treated as a single man, you know,
Ah,
and
yeah,
then I was
yeah.
at home with 3 children, and
Yes,
like, or
yes.
well, I was only one child at the time, and
Oh, yeah,
you know, we didn't
yeah.
kind of get, I suppose, a financial benefit in that sense. I suppose that's probably how more I mean
Yeah.
for
Oh, yes.
people who aren't married. That
Yeah,
there should
yeah.
be kind of
Oh, yeah, we have to make
special
provision.
protections for them, of course. But,
Yeah.
but like that, no, it's definitely a no. It's just, it doesn't make. I don't see even if a no comes in, what changes, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Like except everything becomes a bit more.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
know what's going to happen, you know, that kind of way. It's too vague.
Well, I mean, the evidence says a mother should not be obliged by economic necessity to neglect her duties, you know, for
And
children.
there's a lot of ministers
Yeah.
saying then that it says that a woman's place is in the home, which it
No,
doesn't say that at all.
Of course
you know?
it doesn't.
So
It doesn't. Yeah, you see, David Eyre is about it because in his situation, his mother, you know, she there was no marriage certificate. He was born in East Nice. There was a birth certificate, all right. But that man died within 2 years, you know. So she decided to marry again, and she brought him home to her mother and her brothers to be reared at the age of 4. So he had no mother, you see, when he was growing up.
Yeah.
You know, so he felt that you know that provision should be there.
I
You
know, and I mean, I suppose, like the majority of people that I know, and I know obviously that I know a man whose wife died and he was rearing 2 kids, you know, and he was working, of course, and all that. But you know, it usually is the mother at home. Like,
Yeah, indeed
it's
it
not,
is.
you know,
Indeed
no matter
it
what
is.
you say, like
Indeed it is.
it's not as if
And
like
that has to be acknowledged.
yeah, it does. I agree. Yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
because
yeah,
it's dog's work, you know.
Oh, of course.
There's no recognition for it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Well, my mother used to say another name for a mother is a fool. You know.
Yeah, the glorified slave, like, you know.
Oh yeah, but you love your children, sure. And
Of course I do, sure.
that-
I think it's
that's-
best for them, and
Ah
you
yeah,
know, I
they appreciate it later on, you know.
Yeah, well, you don't know, but you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's a definite. No,
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
100%, yeah.
All right then. Thanks then for that. Did you do all those? Yeah.